What's up, Capricorn? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the new moon coming up on November 13th. November 13th happens to be my birthday. I am a Scorpio. This new moon will be at 4:27 a.m. It will be at 22 degrees Scorpio. It's going to be in the 19th mansion of the moon. I'm going to put a picture of that up and you can read about it. 19th mansion of the moon is called the Sting, and it's definitely Scorpio. Scroll right there. Scorpionic mansion. It's going to be in a stellium, the moon with in Scorpio with the sun and Mars, so it's very powerful, fiery energy. And Scorpio is a sexual sign, so it could be really sexually charged right now. For Capricorn ascendant, the houses that will be lit up will be the 11th and 10th, or the 10th and 11th. So that's your work. You may want to get a new job because Scorpio energy is about transformation, or you may want to be seen differently in your new job, and you're passionate about that. You want to, be respected, prestige, that type of thing. And it could just be really strong sexual energy. Your 11th house is, of course, your social, your connection to the social sphere of things, like your role in the social. So again, you're going to want to stand out in some way. You may be very passionate about that. But again, it's a very strong, powerful energy because fiery climax approaches. And this is very sexual energy, and this is a full moon in Aries, and Aries. Mars is what rules sex in a chart. Like raw sex is ruled by Mars, at least that aspect of it. So this is very fiery energy. And with that Scorpio energy with it, it's going to be extremely sexual energy, but it also could just be really intense, powerful energy because Scorpio rules power. That's what Pluto rules, power. And that's what Scorpio represents in the zodiac is power. So you want power in your social groups, you want power at work, but who wouldn't, right? Whether you be male or female, doesn't matter. The energy is going to be intense right now, so don't be surprised if you're having really intense sexual urges or feeling super attracted to individuals or whatever. If you're single, because for like on either side of that new moon, for a couple days, it's going to be really intense. Especially, like I said, with the sun and Mars there. Mars is a sign. Mars is the planet that rules sex, and then Scorpio is the sign that rules sex. So, and then with the sun being there, it's like expressing it. And it could just be that you really get hot and heavy with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. I know that's my plan. I haven't really expressed that plan to the wife, though. I don't know how she's going to feel about it. All right, Capricorn, with that being said, we're going to get these cards out here, and we're going to get you a reading. See what we're talking about here. Looks like you might be in your head a little bit. On the bottom, you might be trying to manifest something. If it comes back into the reading somewhere, we'll touch on it again. Current situation or question. Looks like you're in your head. Maybe you're having bad dreams at this time. Maybe you are worried about the holiday season. Can't blame you. Maybe you're just worried about your destiny, your role in life. Your question may be about your destiny. You're trying to move forward. Maybe you have a new idea, but you're worried that it's either not going to be accepted or it's not going to work. So you're probably just asking about this new idea as it relates to destiny. Or maybe this thing that you're pursuing right now, this idea or what you're doing for your work, or you're asking if this is what you need to be doing. And you're worried about it. Could just be worried in general about moving forwards, but it just looks like you're really worried about your destiny. Like where the world's, where this life is taking you. I imagine we all have that a little bit, no doubt. I mean, okay, so Capricorn, some of you are going to be ascendant, some of you are going to be moon, some of you are going to be sun. Some of you might just have a Saturn in Capricorn with a bunch of aspects on it. You may have Saturn in the 10th house touching a bunch of planets that are in Capricorn, anything like that. That means it's going to be very powerful for you. But everyone's born at different times and are watching Capricorn for different reasons. So the timing will be different for everyone. Some may be on this path, some may be on this path. Some may experience both. Some this has already happened, some it may be coming soon. And some may not resonate. And if it doesn't, then try to look at your other signs and see if any of that resonates. But one of the paths that's showing up is looking really good. I mean, you got the 10 of Cups, Justice, and Temperance. So it's looking like a balance and balance. These are both cards of balance, right? It's like, I think that whatever you're worried about as far as your destiny, I think this is your destiny. I think a happy home, family. And I think, or it's saying that this is what's going to keep you balanced. Like it's what's going to keep you balanced. Or it's what your motivation is. This is what you're really trying to accomplish. If you haven't already accomplished it yet, you don't already, have a family and kids and all that, then this is your motivation. And it's going to help keep you going and keep you balanced during whatever that you're working on. And we'll get some clarifiers on here to kind of get what it is. But this is, he's got a 10 here with 2 major arcana. So this is definitely like either what you're shooting for or the path that you're on right now. Some of you could be involved in some kind of a court issue, whatever that may be. Maybe you're getting married during the holiday season. Why not? I could see it happen. And it looks like most likely it's balance, especially since this card's beside it. Patience and balance. And it could be, you're guided in balance. And I think that, your family can help keep you balanced for sure. And this is the time to be seeing your family during the holidays. So that may help you get through whatever this is that you're worried about. And it's saying a fiery climax approaches. And I don't know that we have to get some clarifiers. And it could definitely have something to do with work. This looks like it may have to do with work because this is in the advice. And I was looking for work cards and looking for love cards. The only one I see is like the work card here. But we're going to get some clarifiers and see what those show up to kind of get a better idea of exactly what area of life it has to deal with. I mean, you could say emotions, but I think it has to do kind of with family. It could have to do with work too. Because like when you're talking about destiny, you're really talking about all of that. So this is the other path. This is having great strength, right? Because you have the strength card there, and not focusing on the negative with the 5 of Cups. And then you have the moon there. So there's like an illusion of disappointment. I think some of you may be focusing on the wrong things. And, you got this path, which looks like you're using family for motivation, or you're on the happy home path. Some of you on this path, it's saying stay strong, or you're doing your best to have power and strength over the material plane of existence. Because she's taming that lion, but you're not focused. Your focus is on disappointment, and where you put your focus, you're going to see that around you. It's going to be reinforced because you're programming reality unconsciously, and even sometimes consciously. With your thoughts, with the things that you focus on. Like, the reality around you is going to reinforce your belief. That's what faith is. Your true beliefs in something. If you're like, oh, this is all going bad, I'm not getting it. Guess what? Because that's your faith. That's what you believe. The reality around you is going to reinforce that for you. In what ways that it knows how. If you believe that this may be tough, but I'm going to get through it, because that's what as people we're designed to be. Problem solvers. That's what we are. That's what we're good at. That's why we have a higher developed sense of reason. We're the only creature on this planet anyway that has reason. No, well, I'd say animals have reason too, but it's very minimally developed. We have high reason. We have language. We have, the frontal lobes, critical thinking, right? Animals are ruled by instinct. Now, some people are ruled by instinct too, where even though they have reason, their reason serves their instinct. And that's why you get like perverts, rapists, murderers, because those individuals, their instinct is more powerful than their reason. And guess what? Instinct precedes reason. Because when we're babies, our instinct, we cry when we need something, but because our instincts say rely on our mother or our father to help us survive, because we're social creatures. That's how we survive. And that's our instincts playing a role. And instincts do precede reason. And Madame Blavatsky, I don't know if any of you know who he is or who she is, Helena Blavatsky, she wrote The Secret Doctrine. I'll put a picture of her and her name in here. She believed that instinct was superior to reason because instinct knows what to do, as to where reason can be corrupted, specifically by instinct. But I believe, personally, that the faculty of reason is higher, clearly, and that if used correctly, where wisdom, what did Carl Jung say? Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between the conscious and unconscious, right? There's balance. And if you have that kind of balance, you're not going to rape anybody, you're not going to hurt anybody, you're going to do anything like that. It's easier said than done, and no matter what, we have instinctual urges no matter what. But when you can cognitively use your higher reason to like decipher them and understand their role, and that you can be like, hey, is this necessary in this moment? Compared to like, I'm just going to do it. That's where reason plays a role, and reason can raise you to the higher levels of humanity, not just humanity, but spirituality even. And you could say, well, reason doesn't really necessarily have a role in the connection to the spiritual, and I would agree with you to an extent, because the unconscious is our connection to the spiritual. But without your cognitive abilities and reasoning, you won't even come to that conclusion. And without a path or ability to discover a path through reason, you'll never even attempt or accomplish that connection, which is really through the unconscious. And the unconscious does precede consciousness. But it's because of our consciousness that we're able to actually... I mean, have you seen enlightened deer? You see what I'm saying? So, like, you need the consciousness to work with the unconscious to raise it up. You need the structure of the consciousness to raise the unstructured and the boundlessness up. Because our material world is structured, right? The unconscious is like when you dream, there's no sense of time. You jump from place to place. You don't even really know where you're at. It's because there's no boundaries. It's completely all connected. That's why it's called the all. And that's why if you do have a connection, you can understand the symbolic language of the unconscious. You're basically a psychic because you're bringing the connection to everything that has no boundaries. So you're basically connected to all information. And if you can decipher, you bring it forth into the conscious world, then you become like a psychic. But in order to understand it, you have to take what's unstructured and then structure it consciously. And then if you're trying to dive into the unconscious, you need a structured way of doing it. And it has to work together. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But anyway, focus on solutions rather than your problems. You can be like, well, I wouldn't even look at it as a problem, just a challenge. It's something that you need to overcome. And we're very good at people at doing that. That's why we have the higher reason. And Blavatsky believed instinct was superior. I understand that, because if you do leave the ecosystem of like animals in our world alone, it's going to support itself, and it's probably never going to fail unless like an asteroid hits it, right? But here's the difference with reason. Let's say that asteroid is coming, and we may be kind of destroying our world in some way. We've developed technology, killing all the ecosystem, blah, blah, blah. But we because of our developed technology, we blast that asteroid out of the sky, or we redirect it, and Earth survives. There's reason for you. So which one's superior? I don't know. Yes, I mean, I guess you can't really say superior. I would say that they're on an even, there's no pedestal, and they work together like yin and yang. They're necessary. But one does precede the other. You know, the unconscious does precede the consciousness, as the dark is the beginning, and then the light is what came out of it. So, anyway, tangent again. This is the advice. Don't squabble. Looks like saying don't squabble at work. It's like there's like a lot of ideas going on around work. Maybe y'all it's a busy time of season for y'all, or something's going on at work. You're seeing stuff like this. Or if it is like social gatherings with family and family's not getting along, it's saying don't squabble, right? You can use, like, focus on the aspect of giving, because this guy he's showing what he's done, and maybe he made it for these people, and it's like a gift for them. And he's saying, focus on the aspect of giving, but this could definitely be at work. It's saying, like, don't let it get you confused and argumentative with whoever it is at work, like your coworkers, your boss, maybe you're the boss, your employees, that type of thing. I mean, we're in the holiday season. We don't want to get worried or upset. And it's saying a fire climax approaches, so somebody may cross the line with you. And then you just and Capricorns are very calm most of the time. So getting a Capricorn to snap is very difficult if they're heavy Capricorn. Anyone that's very Saturnian, you're going to have a hard time to get them to snap. But if you get them to snap, you're probably in bad shape. You're probably about to have a really bad day. But yeah, somebody may cross the line, and it may be at work, and you're like, all right. And maybe you hold back what you really think, because, Capricorns are generally very calm, very rational, and they're just like, no reason to say that. I'm not trying to start a fuss, but this person just won't let it go. And you're like, okay, I'm going to tell you what I really think. It may be devastating. But it's saying, that's what it's saying, a fiery climax approaches. And it, and this is intense energy with this Scorpionic energy. This could be argument type energy, outbursts, things like that can definitely happen with Scorpionic energy. And with the Sun and Mars there, Mars can be anger, right? Pluto's rage, like as far as in like what it represents, as far as that aspect of it. And Mars is just anger, like outbursts, and you can probably get over it. But with rage, you're gonna hold a grudge and probably try to kill somebody. So that's the difference between Pluto and Mars. But with the Sun there, it means bringing your anger out. So you may not, like, maybe you've thought of certain things about specific people, even whether it be family, like at get-togethers, or at work or something like that. And then somebody crosses the line and you just can't hold it back anymore. And you're like, okay, now you're going to hear it. And it's hard to stop when that energy is really intense like that. This is the outcome. It's you winning because, you know, the Five of Swords is you. You got the opponents walking away while you're holding the swords. And it looks like it's at work again because that's a work card right there, the Nine of Rods. And it's saying, you know, maybe it's a water sign that you've had it with, or it's saying, you know, you're gonna win the argument at work or whatever, and your point of view is gonna be accepted. But try to be sweet about it, be as compassionate as you can be. But with it saying a fiery climax, you know, it's hard to say that it will be calm. It may be on your end because Capricorns are very calm, but whoever the individual or individuals that you call out, maybe they won't be so calm. So it's saying, like, maybe you're going to have to be this. You're going to have to be, like, calm. You're going to have to calm the situation. It may not even be you that's doing the arguing. Maybe it's some other people, and then maybe you're the boss, and you have to calm them down. It's going to take that kind of nurturing type energy to do it. And a calm hand. Being calm in stressful situations. That's a Capricorn thing. It's a Scorpio thing, too. It's two signs that know how to be focused in a stressful situation. Those are the ones... Those are the two signs. Like if everything's going to shit, pardon my French, you're gonna like, and it's like an emergency type situation. You want Capricorns and Scorpios because they're gonna be very calm and they're gonna be already trying to figure things out, and they're gonna stay calm under pressure, like no hand shaking. Them hands ain't gonna be shaking. They're gonna be the ones, you know, pulling people out of the fire, that kind of thing, and figuring out how to do it. So you could be playing that role. You got the Justice card again. In this deck, it's called Adjustment. So it's, you know, a small change maybe, but it also could still represent justice, right? If it's a fiery climax approaches, there could be some kind of court situation coming up for some of you on this path. Hopefully none of you are getting a divorce. Hopefully it's a marriage, because I mean you got the Ten of Cups there, so it feels like it's a good thing, not a bad thing. And you got Adjustment, and you got Four of Pentacles, which is power, and you got the Three of Rods, which is virtue. So it's being virtuous and established, even in your worries, right? I think even though what you're worried about, you're still trying to do the right thing. It could be some kind of court situation that you're having to deal with, and you're trying to get your point of view across. Or you're just trying to bring balance with your point of view, because that's on the Knight of Swords. Or you're trying to reach a middle ground with this Swords individual. And you could have air in your chart as well. It could definitely be you. But it could be some kind of court situation going for somebody for sure. And you have power. In this deck, it's not so much the Miser card. And look at that. It says Sun in Capricorn on this card. See the Sun symbol at the top and the Capricorn at the bottom? Can't make that up. And it's on the Wheel of Fortune. You might be trying to gain power in some way, Capricorn. You may be trying to get a raise in some way. You may be trying to become the boss. You may be taking someone to court to get the upper ground, to get the power in the situation. Somebody might try to screw you over in some kind of way, and you're worried about it. But it looks like you're going to win, because you got that Five of Swords right there. Looks like it's going to be a lot of squabbling. It looks like it has to do with something with work. But only you'll know what that is. But if it has to do with family, you know, you're just trying to bring your point of view in to bring balance. Like I said, if you're trying to get other people, being the peacemaker, you're going to have to be the peacemaker. It's good to be calm and try to bring a balance to it. Fascinating. You got the Star here, like, you know, a wish or a healing. Yeah, you're wishing for that Ten of Cups, because that's where it was at. That Star was on that Ten of Cups. But it looks like there's some kind of court situation maybe is causing some kind of strife. Or some potential court situation that's causing some kind of strife. And you're trying to remain balanced. Something happened that's like wasn't necessarily good. And you're trying to like rectify the situation. It feels like you're being the peacemaker in all of this. Hey Solomon, what you doing, baby? Come here, darling. Yeah, Solomon says hi, Capricorn. I know, baby. He's a good boy, yeah. Go get mommy. let him on. Liquor. It's my liquor right there. It's Solomon. He's what you call a Russian blue. He's a very sweet cat. They're so sweet. Russian blues. Sweetest cat I've ever owned. He loves mommy better than me, but he's still super sweet to me too. Most of the other cats, except for 2 of them, prefer her, and they basically treat me like chopped liver. He's at least sweet to me. The other ones are like, if daddy wasn't here, whatever. We still got mommy. That's interesting timing for that. We'll look at that as a synchronicity, that cat jumping up right there, and we're talking about that situation, that you're the peacemaker in some way. You may have to be. You're going to have to try to find the balance and the justice in whatever this situation that comes out. And it's a fiery climax, so it could be something with family. It could be something from work. It could be something in your individual family relationship, right? And it's stressful this time of year with having to buy gifts and do Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff. So try to be the peacemaker, Capricorn. And I don't take that cat jumping up here lightly. This other path here, you're trying to have strength to deal with whatever this situation is. It's like because you don't necessarily know the outcome right now. Like all the information isn't revealed kind of thing. Oh, right there. But you're trying to stay strong. You're wondering, if it's a court case, you're wondering if you're going to gain from it. That's what it looks like. Or you're worried about whether, you lose or gain out of it because you got the 9 of Pentacles here. This was on the Strength card, so it could be, like I said, a fiery climax approaches, but it could be something to do with a Leo, for sure, for some of you on this path. It sounds like an animal knocked something down in there. And you have the 9 of Pentacles, and you have the Princess of Rods. So it seems like very passionate type energy, or very forward-moving, fiery energy. Like you're moving forward in whatever this is, and you're moving forward confidently, which is good. And you're worried about the aspect of gain in it, right? Because you have 9 of Pentacles here. You're worried about whether you're going to lose or gain maybe in the situation. And that could be like lose or gain like friends or coworkers or anything like that. Or even your job, that type of thing. And she is a very passionate, forward-moving energy. This is a sexual card, right? She is naked. On the moon, there's stuff you don't know. Or like you feel like that you're in the right here, but you don't know how it's going to go. You feel like you're passionate about it and you're moving forward with it, but you just don't know how it's going to go. At least as of now on that path. On that path, it's like, if it is a court case, you're trying to be the peacemaker over here. But for some reason there's strife and debauchery, and you're like, ugh. Could be a pretty rough situation, but like I said, Capricorn's a very, very capable sign, very calm sign, very rational sign. So if anybody can get through whatever this is, whatever this climax is, it's you. And you're gonna win, but you may have to work hard for it, due diligence, right? A lot of arguing, complaining, fighting, confusion. Don't know if it's in family. I don't know if it's at work. Don't know if it's like a court case. Maybe you're a judge and you're overseeing this crazy court case, or maybe you work in law enforcement, some kind of crazy case. Something like that for sure. I'm trying to cover as many interpretations of the cards as I can, being that it's a general reading, so it can mean a lot different. And if you have different meanings for the cards that you see, absolutely write it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear new interpretations. Absolutely, man. I'd like to learn too. I'd like to go over it with you and say, hey, man, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Or I say man, but female it too. It's just my, just a figure of speech. For me, when I say man, a lot of times I mean man or woman. Okay. Ooh, did somebody get pregnant? Somebody get pregnant? It could be argument about it could be argument about a new project, but it also could be an argument about pregnancy. Somebody could have got pregnant. But it looks like it's like a new project, or like a seed getting planted, something important that's going to be growing out of whatever this situation is, right? Because that's on the squabbling. You got the pleasure card, the 6 of Cups, on the 7 of Cups. So that's more of a balanced card. So deriving pleasure from your imagination, maybe, or from the ideas, finding something of value there, or something that can be very good for everyone, kind of thing. This is indolence, 8 of Cups. focus in there. Well, doesn't look like it will. That's kind of feeling stuck in place, and it feels like you're feeling stuck in place at work because that's on the Three of Pentacles. Like you're feeling stuck at work, like maybe your ideas aren't being, or somebody's trying to take your idea, or your ideas aren't being taken seriously like you think that they should, or they're using them without your permission kind of thing. And like, you're like, okay, you ain't taking my ideas and getting away with it. I'm going to take your ass to court. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, you got the Aeon here, which is the final judgment, which can be a court card even in this deck. But it's generally like the trials that you have to go through right before you succeed kind of thing, or right before the end of the situation occurs. And you have it on the other work card, the Nine of Rods, right? It's the trial of the Aeon here. You could also say final judgment. All right, there's some kind of final judgment being made. It's something about that you've worked on or that's at work. Maybe something got copyrighted from you, that type of thing. This is peace. So you're making peace with whoever this queen is. Again, I said you Peacemaker, and you get the peace card. So maybe you're the Peacemaker, and it's on that Queen of Cups. So you're going to have to be that kind of individual maybe in this situation. You know, maybe it's not you suing anybody. Maybe it's somebody in your family or friends or something that you know, but you're going to have to play a role in it for whatever reason. Witness, just expertise, just your ability to help them because you're a very capable individual, right? So like, please help me in this situation. Like, you're like, okay, because it's somebody that you love. And then you got the cruelty card here. This is, you know, worry and cruelty, but it's on the card, you know, the Five of Swords. So that's you winning. And maybe you feel like you had to be cruel to win, or you feel like they were cruel and you still won. So either way, but it looks like whatever the situation is, you know, I think you're going to have to be a peace. It looks like you're really going to have to be a peacemaker in this situation, Capricorn. It looks like a tough situation, but, you know, maybe not. I mean, it could be for someone else, right? But you're helping them through it, but it could be for you too. You know, and for holidays, it can be stressful. Either way, Capricorn, I appreciate you being here. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. Get this algorithm to start helping push my videos again. At least I hope it does. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm grateful for the view either way. And I hope you have a happy holidays, Capricorn. And whatever the situation is, I hope it works out really well for you. And hope to see you here again. Bye-bye.